little thing for them on the Detroit riots, and the president had asked us 3 questions. What happened? Why did it happen? And what can we do to keep it from happening again and again? Well, President Johnson, unfortunately, as some people did, thought that these riots were the result of some kind of conspiracy, that they were organized and planned. That was not true. We said that the conditions were such, the horrible conditions, almost criminally inferior school systems, jobs having moved out or disappearing altogether through automation, no jobs. The housing was terribly deteriorated, and the police-community relations were just at flashpoint. We said there wasn't any conspiracy here, no planning, that the conditions were such that almost any random spark could set off a riot, and that's what had occurred. Some of my books, much of my books, but not all of them. I was chairman of the party, Democratic Party. Now is the time. And then why did it happen? We said, we used the word racism. And some said, well, should we say that? We thought it was important to say that straight out. These black ghettos had been created by white racism, and they were maintained because of white racism, and that you had to do something about that, about the segregation and against the discrimination against black people. This was a new populist call to action that we had to really be forceful in favor of progressive. Today, there are more people in America who are poor, both in numbers and a greater percentage. And poor people who are poor today are poorer than they were then. It's harder to get out of poverty. They're more concentrated in these cities. There's more, there's continuing discrimination, racial discrimination, ethnic discrimination. And the cities and the schools have pretty much resegregated, and that's a real problem, to get white people and the general populace interested in the schools of poor black people if they're off in separate schools. We hope that with our update of the Kerner Report on March the 1st, 2018, the 50th anniversary, we can help people to see that we didn't solve these problems. I think a lot of people think, well, oh, civil rights, we did all that, and poverty, we did that. No, they're still with us, and in some ways, poverty is worse, and that's not good for any of us, because it's really true, as my old populist friend from Texas, Jim Hightower, says, everybody does better when everybody does better.